Before we get started on the next steps, I want you guys to come over to your layers palette and make sure that group one is inside of group two, or else this layer mask isn't going to apply to all of these. So make sure all you have to do is drag group one inside of group two. So double check that before you guys get started. So I'm going to show you guys how to kind of bump up the city or whatever scene that you have, as well as the facial features. So for the city, so say I want to see more of it in some places, you can come down to city and then or I named mine city, whatever image you're working with. Make a new layer and make sure that goes underneath. Now, with the layer masks, you can use a paintbrush and black. It has to be black. You kind of have to think in the opposite, and that black will allow things to shine through the mask. So if you don't have the black and white default, you can just hit D on the keyboard and it will change it to, so let me change it real quick. Let me change it to red so you see what I'm talking about. So I have it red and white. I want it to be black and white. So I'm just going to hit D on the keyboard and it'll change to the default black foreground, white background. And then you get your paintbrush. You want to you can work with a pretty large brush. You want it to be pretty soft though. So kind of one with the fuzzy edges, and then you can change the hardness over here. For this, we want to use a light brush. So turn the opacity down to, or you can come up here and just change it. So I want it to be around 20. So I'm just gonna put that in. So now you see when I take the black over, so say if I wanted to see more of the city, if I paint with that black paintbrush, you'll be able to see more. Now, I don't necessarily think I want to see all of that, but this is how you do it. And then you'll see it come up. You'll see the marks that you made over here on your actual photo. It's just going to show that image come through a little more. I want to focus right now on the face part. I don't want that sign looking like it's like going up my nose. So you can come up to city and we're gonna make a layer mask on this one. So again, this is the layer mask icon. Now I'm gonna keep the same brush. I'm gonna use a black brush or a black color with soft brush and the opacity at 20% for now. And you'll see what happens when I start going over it. Actually, let me turn the opacity up a little bit. You'll be able to see better. So now you'll see the facial features come in, and that's the city that I have is going to fade out. So I want to be able to see more of that, and we can kind of go back and forth and tweak it. So I don't really like that part being seen. And there is no like right or wrong. You kind of have to take a look and see what's working. Any areas that you might want to highlight or remove. Like I think it might be nice to have some more of the face seen over here and fade it out a little bit. If you want something more dramatic, again, you can come up and change the opacity. I wouldn't go too, I definitely wouldn't put it at like 100%. So now you can start to see more of the facial features. I think I might want to remove this part of it so you can see the shoulder a little bit more. but still have a little of it visible. So now say you want to add more of the city or your second image back in. All you have to do is go back to that layer you put underneath, and then with that same brush you can go back and tweak it more and add more. You can see that pretty easily. You can add more of that city in. So maybe I'd want to add more a little around here. So for this part, you just kind of have to go back and forth and kind of find what works for your photo. What works for yours probably won't work for someone else's. This is kind of trial and error of you know, going back and forth and experimenting a little bit. So work on that, and then you can start the next video.